What's good? What's good? We're back. Yours truly, one and only Paul Pickett, host of the Paul Pickett Podcast, aka Triple P, aka the Common Sense Podcast, your source for music, sport. Oh, hold up. Got the wrong hat on. Your source for music, sports, politics, world events, and much, much more. Definitely can't wear the hat of the losing team. My bad. But don't forget this podcast is pre-recorded for YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Rumble, BitChute. I also stream it live on Twitter and Twitch. I'm also live on TikTok as well. And the audio version goes to Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Deezer, TuneIn, Stitcher, Slacker, iHeartRadio, Player FM, and much, much more. Let's get into it. Lakers had a lead. Couldn't keep it. LeBron, I will give LeBron props. He balled out. He gave you every ounce of energy he had left in him. But once again, man, it was just a well-balanced Denver Nuggets team. Well, let me get into Lakers first. This is what really upsets me and pisses me off about the Lakers. Who did the Lakers start last night? Rui Hachimura, who I said they should have started 3 games ago. 3 games ago, they should have started him. And then they wait to the last game, get a lead. Also said they probably should have started Vanderbilt over Schroeder 2 games ago and whatnot. But anyways, Rui Hachimura gave you 10 points, 7 rebounds. LeBron gave you 40 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists on 1 turnover. Very good. Amazing. But he was still a -2. Still -2. It don't matter how many points you put up. And if your plus minus is -2. Anthony Davis gave you 21 and 14. Just not enough. Not enough for what they needed from Anthony Davis. They needed him more in the 28 to 29 realm. Austin Reeves gave you 17. Not a lot of assists, a lot of rebounds. But Austin Reeves, this is Austin Reeves' first year starting. He only started halfway through the season, first year in the playoffs. And Austin Reeves has been the 3rd best player for the Lakers all playoffs. This whole playoff run, Austin Reeves was number 3. I remember people saying, well, he's only getting attention because he's a Laker. Oh, yeah, okay. Maybe y'all don't watch basketball or look at box scores, but, 3rd best Laker from what I can tell. Okay, Dennis Schroeder gave you 13, and that was it. D'Angelo Russell came off the bench and gave you nothing again. Get him out of here. He's got to go. And they actually played Tristan Thompson. They probably should have played Tristan Thompson earlier, man. He was a big body, championship experience. He usually rebounds pretty well. I mean, they only gave him 9 minutes, but it was like it's too late at that point. And you know what's crazy about Denver? Denver didn't even play Christian Braun, Thomas Bryant, Reggie Jackson, DeAndre Jordan. It's crazy. They only went to the bag with 7 players. All right, Michael Porter gave you 15 and 10 rebounds. He did his thing again, double-double. 22 from Aaron Gordon, his best game of the series, along with 6 rebounds and 5 assists. Jokic, another triple-double with 30 points, 13 assists, and 14 rebounds, 3 blocks, 1 steal. I mean, he does it all. He does it all, man. And 13 from Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and 25 from Jamal Murray. And 5 assists. And you didn't get much off the bench, but you didn't need much when you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All your starters scored in double figures for the Nuggets. All the Lakers starters Did score double figures, but it just wasn't enough, man. It wasn't enough. You had 3 players from the score over 22 points for Denver. Denver was clearly the better team. I watched Chris Broussard going in on some cat earlier. I don't even know who he was. First time seeing him, and he just wasn't. He wouldn't clearly admit that Denver Nuggets are the better team. They use the word superior. I don't like using the word superior or inferior or anything, but the Denver Nuggets were clearly the better team. And this could be the first year we see a sweep. I honestly think the Boston Celtics, it's crazy. I picked the Lakers to be the possible team to win their next game and, kind of extend the series. But after Boston seeing the Lakers lose like they did and blow like the lead, I'm almost thinking Boston's going to come out here and Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart and the boys, with or without the coach, they're going to go and put it all on the line, even though they did quit last game. And if they don't, you definitely got to make some moves and break this team up. All right, let me get into what moves do I think the Lakers should make. I definitely would want to keep Rui Hachimura. LeBron James is still under contract. Anthony Davis. I want to keep Austin Reeves. Everybody else can go. I don't know who's all under contract. I know they're talking about Kyrie Irving to the Lakers. It sounds good. And even I said if Kyrie Irving was playing right now, the Lakers would have won a game or two. There's no way that they get swept with Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving would provide plenty enough offense for them to win a game or two at least and make it a interesting series. But they didn't have Kyrie Irving. They had D'Angelo Russell. And I almost think you would have got more out of Russell Westbrook if they had him. But I don't know if they would have been at this point if they had Russell Westbrook. That's the thing. What do I think the Lakers should do? Like, who's out there really for them to go get that makes any kind of sense? So if you're going after Kyrie Irving, that means you're going after a point guard. If I'm the Lakers, I would want somebody more like, see, Kyrie, he's temperamental. He can decide that he doesn't want to play this week because his niece has a birthday or whatever it may be. He might decide that he needs to go burn sage somewhere for the week. So I don't want to. He might not want to play. I don't know. It'd be the most craziest reasons to just try to just sacrifice all of that. I would go with somebody like Fred VanVleet. I would go after somebody like Fred VanVleet. Or I know they had a chance to sign DeMar DeRozan at one point, and they didn't. I think they made a mistake on that. I think DeMar DeRozan would be a good piece. He definitely is going to be a guy that can give you scoring when other cats can't because he's like a mid-range assassin. Or Zach LaVine. I don't think that the Pacers would give up Tyrese Halliburton. I'm not seeing a lot of options. I'm not seeing a lot of options. Maybe CJ McCollum. I don't know if New Orleans is going to be able to keep him or what. We'll see. I'm not seeing a lot of options. Maybe it is Kyrie. Maybe they try to go after Dame Lillard, but they don't have. I don't think they have enough to get Dame Lillard at all. That doesn't even sound realistic. I'm thinking Kyrie or Fred VanVleet because I think Toronto, I don't know. He's due for a big contract, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if Toronto's trying to give it to him. Fred VanVleet or Kyrie. There's not a lot of options, man. There's not a lot of options out there. They definitely like Jaylen Brown is going to be possibly a free agent. I don't think this year, but the year after. I think that's why they got to give an extension. And I could be wrong. He could be a free agent this year. NBA free agents 2023. Let's see. I don't know. James Harden is the top free agent. And Kyrie. They got James Harden as the. I don't know. I would have. I wouldn't want James Harden if I'm the Lakers, but would he be a better option than Kyrie Irving? He pretty much does play point guard. He led the league in assists. Fred VanVleet, yeah, he's the third. He's got a player option. I don't know the Lakers can afford him, but if they can, Kristaps Porzingis is a free agent. Chris Middleton, which I think Dallas is going to try to go after, which kind of makes sense. A healthy Chris Middleton makes sense for them. They could put him in small forward, Luka at 2 guard, or they could put Luka at small forward, Chris Middleton at 2 guard, but they got him as a small forward. Nikola Vucevic is a free agent. There's not a lot of options, man. Draymond Green. I think if Draymond Green leaves the Warriors, he definitely goes to the Lakers. I think Dallas could use him. I think Dallas should go after Draymond Green and Chris Middleton. If they could keep Kyrie Irving, get Chris Middleton, and get Draymond Green with Luka, I like that, man. I like the odds of that team. Like a healthy Chris Middleton with Draymond Green, Luka, Kyrie. I like that squad. Because Chris Middleton, I don't know if the Bucks are going to re-sign him, but he didn't do much last year. He can't expect a super big contract. Not bigger than the last one he got. Jeremy Grant, Brook Lopez. Milwaukee's probably going to re-sign Brook Lopez. And I'm pretty sure Brook Lopez wants to re-sign in Milwaukee. Kuzma's interesting. Kuzma is definitely, I don't see Kuzma signing with Washington. He got his little Panera commercial now. I don't see Kuzma signing with Washington. Not at all. Would the Lakers want Kuzma back? And well, he definitely would want to go back to the Lakers. Would they want him back? Could they afford him? Because he's what is he getting? $13 million a year. Kuzma's going to be looking for about $25 million a year, I'm thinking. D'Angelo Russell, let him go. Jacob Poeltl, who's now with Toronto. If I'm Toronto, they probably resign him. Jordan Clarkson, that's interesting. Former Laker. I wonder what he would want on the market. What's he getting? 13. He's probably gonna. They probably could get him for about 13. Cameron Johnson, Tar Heel. He's restricted though, so the thing is he could go out there and he could try to get as much money as possible, but Brooklyn has the right to match it, and if they match it, he has to sign it. Harrison Barnes, I don't think he resigns with Sacramento. To be honest with you, I would like to see Charlotte go after Harrison Barnes. And that's another thing. Who's some of these guys that Charlotte should go at? Charlotte should go after Cameron Johnson. Harrison Barnes, Cameron Johnson, Jordan Clarkson, if they can afford him. Jacob Pertl. We need a center. Jacob Pertl. I don't want D'Angelo Russell in Charlotte. Hell no. Kyle Kuzma. We probably can't afford it. He ain't going to Charlotte. That's a smaller market. Like I say, he got his Panera commercial. He's probably gonna go to a bigger market. What's Jeremy Grant making? $20 million a year. He ain't getting $20 million next year. I don't think he get $20 million next year. He's probably. I don't know. He put up 24-4. He might. And I don't think Portland re-signs him at all. But Charlotte needs to think about going after some of these cats more than like Russell Westbrook's a free agent. I wonder if he's going to re-sign with the Clippers. I think he will, but it's going to be for a minimal. Dylan Brooks. Charlotte Hornets, go after Dylan Brooks. Go after him. Miles Bridges is a free agent for Charlotte. We had him at, I don't know how much he was making. He averaged 20 points a game in 2022. I think they're going to re-sign him. He was on a Snapchat with Jordan. Gary Trent Jr. Would be a nice piece for because I think it's time for us to move on from Gordon Hayward and Scary Terry Rozier. I like Gary Trent. He's a lot more healthier. Austin Reeves. He's restricted. That's the thing. He's restricted, so Lakers can match whatever he gets out there. And guess what? Lakers might not be able to match Austin Reeves. Somebody's going to throw Austin Reeves a ton of money. Somebody is going to throw Austin Reeves. You know, New York Knicks might throw Austin Reeves a ton of money, and he make a good addition to New York. Jalen Brunson, Austin Reeves, that might be good. I mean, I could see Austin Reeves averaging he's averaging 13 a game right now, and that's just halfway through the season where he really starting. I could see Austin Reeves averaging anywhere from 15 to 19 a game next year, easily. He's only getting $1.5 million a year. I guarantee somebody's going to throw Austin Reeves about 20, 25 million a year, probably. I would not be shocked. Christian Woods is getting 14 million a year. Austin Reeves is worth way more than that. Josh Hart, that's another one that Charlotte would be a nice addition to Charlotte. PJ Washington's a free agent. I think Charlotte should re-sign him, though. He averaged 15, 4, and 2, probably his best year this year. I like Kentucky basketball players. Kentucky might not win no college championships, but damn if they don't put out a lot of good pro players. A lot of Kentucky pro players just pan out to be good players. They be contributors. Jamal Murray's from Kentucky. You know, I mean, let me pull up the list of active Kentucky basketball players. List of active Kentucky NBA players. And you got Anthony Davis, Bam Adebayo, De'Aaron Fox, Julius Randle, PJ Washington, who's getting better, Jamal Murray, Devin Booker, Malik Monk, who bought out off the bench this year. Some of these cats ain't active, though. They got on. Shaden Sharp for Portland. He was balling out. Tyrese Maxey. You got a lot of good active. And Karl Anthony Towns. A lot of good active Kentucky players. They don't even got Karl Anthony Towns on this list. Yeah, I like Kentucky players, man. They ball out. So re-sign him. Let me go down this free agent list a little bit more. You got Bruce. Bruce Brown will be a good one for Charlotte. I mean, we definitely need to go at the. We need to go at the. I mean, there's a lot. There's some decent cats, man, that we could use. Rui Hachimura, I would like him for Charlotte. He's making $6 million a year. He's probably due for $10 to $15 million a year. There's a lot of decent dudes out here. Kobe White's a free agent. He's actually been a disappointment for me, man. He's a Tar Heel. He's not doing what I think he should do. But as far as the Lakers go, I mean, like Kyrie, Fred VanVleet seems like the two best options, man. Maybe Chris Middleton as a backup. Chris Middleton or Kyle Kuzma or Jordan Clarkson or Cam Johnson, Harrison Barnes as their fourth options. I only see like 3 tiers of options for the Lakers. Kyrie Irving or Fred VanVleet. And if I had to pick, I would say I would go after Fred VanVleet. He averaged 19, 4, and 7. 39 field goal percentage, 34 on threes. Even though Kyrie averaged 27, 5, and 5, like I said, he's temperamental. He might want to take a whole week off for his niece or nephew's birthday party. And that's not acceptable. And when you're making that kind of money, you're getting paid to make that kind of money. It's not like Kyrie's a boss. He's an employee. All NBA players are employees. They might be bosses at their own business outside of the NBA. But if you're still an employee for somebody, you're not really a boss. I think DJ Envy called Rick Ross out on this recently. Yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of options for the Lakers. I mean, you could put Chris Middleton at that's the thing. Chris Middleton don't even make sense because you still got LeBron, and if you're gonna re-sign Austin Reeves, he don't even make sense. Draymond makes sense for the Lakers. Maybe Jeremy Grant. I don't even know if he played for the Lakers before. I feel like he did, but I don't know. Austin Reeves could be your third option. You just need a fourth option. That's the thing. That you're going to need a fourth option if you're going to go up against teams like Denver, who got Jamal Murray could put up 20-something on a night. Jokic could put up 20-something or 30 every night. Michael Porter could put up 20 on a night. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope showed you he could put up 20 on a night. Aaron Gordon could have a good night and put up 20. Bruce Brown could come off the bench and put up 20. You got 6 guys that could put 20 on any given night. You got to have a fourth option. That's the thing. It's come down to, it's not about having a big 3. It's about having 2 stars and a third and a fourth option. And then maybe even a fifth. Because even Miami, man, look what's going on with Miami. I mean, you got Jimmy Butler is balling out, but Bam is having one night. Max Strus one night. Gabe Vincent one night. Caleb Martin one night, who Charlotte should have kept Caleb Martin. Duncan Robinson one night. I mean, it's somebody's taking turns every single night. And then you have that constant. You got Jimmy and Bam doing what they do every night, night in, night out. And then every other night, it's a different guy stepping up, you know? And that makes for great basketball culture. That's why I think Denver Nuggets, if they win a championship this year, I think they'll be the new Golden State Warriors of the West. They'll be competing for the championship for the next 4 or 5 years. I can easily see them back in next year because, you know, I mean, a lot of these teams are going to have to make some moves, man. Phoenix is definitely going to have to figure something out. I'm looking at everybody in the West that got eliminated. I mean, Memphis is probably going to run it back, except for Dillon Brooks. They'll probably replace Dillon Brooks. I can see Memphis replacing Dillon Brooks with somebody like Harrison Barnes or Jeremy Grant or something like that. One of those small forwards. Kings are going to run it back, more likely. Everybody except, maybe one player will be gone. Maybe Harrison Barnes, because you got Keegan Murray now, the rookie. Phoenix has definitely got to figure something out. Clippers got to figure something out. Warriors got to make some. Warriors got some big decisions to make. Lakers going to have some big decisions to make. You got LeBron James is going to be a year older, and he just looked like he ran out of gas. And Anthony Davis just did. That's the thing. You need Anthony Davis to be the number one guy for this to work. Anthony Davis has to be the number one guy for scoring for this to work. So I expect a lot of teams to just really make some moves, man, if they want to compete with Denver. Because all due respect, Joel Embiid didn't earn or deserve the MVP. He didn't earn it, nor did he deserve it. It was literally an anti-Jokic vote more than it was a pro-Embiid vote. I guarantee if it was Giannis in the same position, they would have voted Giannis too. And it can't, then of course people made it about race. So people didn't want to be shamed and being called a racist if they voted for Jokic, and which is bullshit. I mean, Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles could have seen who deserved the MVP once again this year, Jokic. And what was the thing about Jokic? It's like they almost didn't want to give him the MVP also because he hasn't been to the NBA Finals. Well, case closed. Case closed. I wish I had a gavel to just bang it down on the table right now. There's nothing more to say. He got his team there. I think they're pretty much favored to win at this point. If Miami it's going to be looking like that. Pretty much they're going to be playing against Miami unless Boston Celtics does the most miraculous thing in Western Conference Finals and wins 4 straight games after being down 0-3, which is highly unlikely. Highly unlikely. I don't know if Miami has enough. I love Jimmy Buckets. I love Jimmy Butler. I really do. I really do. I really, really do. And if this is the thing. The thing about this finals with the Miami Heat versus the Denver Nuggets, either way, whatever team wins, we get a feel-good story. We get a feel-good story. Miami Heat win. Hey, 8th seed. They literally lost the first play-in game against Atlanta. Atlanta gets the 7th seed. They win the next one. Get the 8th seed. Put out Giannis and the Bucks. Even though Giannis was out 2.5 games, they put out Giannis and the Bucks. Then they take out the Knicks, who were clearly overachieved this year as well. And I like the Knicks' future. They just need to try to get a couple of these big free agents out in the market. And they could be a better team this year. Maybe move off from Julius Randle and replace them with like Jeremy Grant and Kyle Kuzma or something. Then we're talking. They'll be a lot better, I think. Especially defensively and offensively, they might be better. I think they'll have Kuzma's way more efficient. um, and whatnot. So yeah, so they go through the Knicks. Then they got literally in the Western Conference Finals. It got the Celtics down 3-0, and the Celtics were clearly the favorite to come out the East. Yeah, it's a feel good story. It's a feel good story. Jimmy Butler winning his first. Bam Adebayo, born in Jersey, raised in North Carolina. A bunch of undrafted guys: Gabe Vincent, Duncan Robinson, Caleb Martin. A bunch of undrafted guys. But same thing with Denver, because Denver, if Jamal Murray doesn't get hurt, Denver possibly wins in the bubble. Jamal Murray gets hurt, is out for almost 2 seasons. Now we got an older Michael Porter Jr. Michael Porter Jr. was having back problems at first too. He's healthy. When you look at Denver, they literally built their team the same way as the Golden State Warriors. And how do you do that? You draft your core guys. Okay, who's their core guys? Jokic, Porter Jr., and Murray. That's their 3 core guys, all drafted. And I looked at the draft the other day with Porter Jr. A lot of people passed on Porter Jr. because of his back. Teams got to stop doing this. They did it with Embiid when clearly Embiid should have been a number 1 pick over Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins is clearly nowhere near as close as being the player that Joel Embiid is. Nowhere near it. Nowhere near it. You know. So Michael Porter Jr., Murray, Jokic drafted. What do? You trade for Contavious Caldwell-Pope from the Washington because the Lakers gave up on him too early. You trade for Aaron Gordon from Orlando. Orlando's looking to rebuild. And he's not really the number 1 guy anyways. He's on. That's the thing. Orlando always be having these guys. Their team always be in the middle of the pack, and they have guys on their team that they're the number 1 guy on the team, but they're not really a number 1 guy on a team. And that's the problem in the NBA. Somebody's got to be the leading scorer of a team. But just because they're the number 1 guy on the sorriest team or one of the sorriest teams in the NBA or a middle of pack team doesn't mean that they can be the number 1 guy on a team that's built for a championship. So Aaron Gordon was number 1 on Orlando. Really, he's like number 4. Perfect. Now he's at Denver. So trade for Bruce Brown. That's how you do. Golden State, what did they do? They drafted Curry, drafted Clay, drafted Draymond. They even drafted Harrison Barnes from North Carolina Tar Heels, my team, for the first championship. And then they traded for Iguodala, traded for Livingston. You know, there are other key core players that helped them win the championship. Same thing with, the Nuggets here. They drafted their core players. We know who the core players are. They traded for the other key guys. I mean, and Jeff Green, and he was a free agent, old man Jeff. Old man Jeff, you know what? If I'm not mistaken, Jeff Green been bouncing around the league forever. Forever. Forever? Forever, ever. Forever, ever. Old man Jeff Green still got hops, been bouncing around the league forever. Never won a championship, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, he's never won a championship. Be a feel-good story for Jeff Green. Feel-good story. Aaron Gordon, Contavious Caldwell-Pope, who got a chip on his shoulder. He's got a chip on his shoulder because Lakers gave up on him right after they won a championship. Chip on his shoulder. Was happy that he put the dagger in the Lakers' heart. Happy. But it's not over. They still got to win 4 more games. I think Denver's going to do it. And even if Miami wins, it's a feel-good story. It's a feel-good story either way. And screw if we didn't get Lakers versus Celtics. We had enough Lakers versus Celtics when I was a kid. And we've had enough Lakers versus Celtics when I was adult. When Kevin Garnett and was playing against Kobe and him. We've had enough of that. Let's get Denver Nuggets for their first championship, hopefully. And could be Miami for their fourth with Jimmy Butler at the helm. Which would be another feel-good story. A bunch of undrafted cats and Bam Adebayo. And Miami would definitely move up in the realms of being up there with the Lakers, the Celtics, the Spurs, the Warriors, and the Heat. You would have to literally say that's the 5 best. They literally would become a top 5 franchise of all time, if not already. If not already. If not already. I mean, the Pistons won 3. The Heat have won 3. They might be top 5 already, but they might move up. They might move up. And if they keep doing what Miami Heat has been doing, as long as Pat Riley's here and Eric Spoelstra's still young. Eric Spoelstra's still young. Eric Spoelstra's probably my age. He's still young. He might be younger than me. Let's see how old Eric Spoelstra is. Let's see how old he is. How old is Eric Spoelstra? He's older than me. He's older than me, but he's still young. He don't look 52, so he's still young. He's still got coaches get coached about 70. He got good 10 to 20 years ago. Yep. So there's going to be a lot of movement teams are going to have to make to keep up with the Nuggets, who are clearly, if we're going to use the word superior, the superior team in the NBA as far as I'm concerned right now. And either way, whoever wins this NBA Finals, the Heat or the Nuggets, it's a feel-good story. And I wouldn't be shocked if the Celtics win tonight just because I don't think they want to go out like the Lakers. I don't think they want to go out like the Lakers. I don't think they do. And shit, the Nuggets went through Durant and Booker, AD and LeBron. And AD and LeBron had to go through Curry and Clay. I mean, what can I say? Top billing. So that's crazy. So tune in for tomorrow after tonight's game, which I'm pretty sure the Miami Heat are favored. I'm pretty sure they're favored to win. Thank you for tuning in, Paul Pickett Podcast, and I'm out.